Doctor Who officially has yet another ratings disaster. Joy to the world, shocker. The Christmas special is the lowest rated Christmas special of all time. Seems like every single time a new episode comes out, it is the lowest rated episode of all time or lowest rated special of all time. This is where we're at. Pretty obvious. You could just tell based on the casting of the hashtag body positive companion in this one that with Gatwa in the presence, that people are just not interested immediately. And I did my full review yesterday, so you guys can go watch that over on the channel, but we'll talk about the ratings and how they've been collapsing due to the woke agenda that is being perpetuated by Russell T Davies, and it's really destroyed the show. It really has. Oh well. Joy to the world, no joy in Doctor Who land. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We talk about all things Doctor Who, science fiction, and fantasy, my friends. My name is John Delarose, and I am a #1 best-selling science fiction writer. I would love for you to come in and check out my trilogy. You got some Amazon gift cards for Christmas. Grab The Aritian War, all 3 books. It's a wonderful setup right here. Starts in the Stars Entwined, a spy thriller in space with a human who embeds himself on an alien starship to bring back information to Earth in the middle of a war. You are going to love this if you love classic science fiction. It's in the description below for you to get easily. It is on ebook, print, and audio as well. So any way you like to read it, you can read it. And I'm going to be doing a sequel trilogy to this this year, which I'm very, very thrilled to bring you guys. Thank you so much. As our ratings keep going up, the Doctor Who ratings keep going down. It's ridiculous. Doctor Who ratings reached new lows with Joy to the World, as Stephen Moffat written special attained the lowest ratings for a Christmas special in Doctor Who history. The current iteration of Doctor Who has been mired with controversy, of course, since Russell T Davies took the helm with a trilogy of 60th anniversary specials. Those were painful to watch. I actually liked the middle one okay, where Donna Noble and him were kind of on that like weird alien spaceship. But the other ones had so much identity politics to it. It was just painful to watch. Introducing a trans black dude who goes by the name of Rose, it was just insulting to everybody who loved the character of Rose from back in the day, and actually got into this iteration of Doctor Who because of that. Really sad. And of course, him and Donna Noble went around lecturing the Doctor on how he's a male-presenting Time Lord, which was absolutely crazy. Through this whole situation. Then, of course, when they got into the Gatwa era, they did the weird bi-generation thing, which was a pun. Bi-generation. Russell T Davies has to put in the weird stuff everywhere. He means bisexual generation, where Gatwa like spawns out of David Tennant. It was painful. It really was. Naturally, those were the lowest rated ever. Viewership was 5.8 million, then 4.83 million. And then 4.262 million for the final one. People tuned out as they went along, not interested in any of these. Now, the Christmas special saw a little bit of an uptick last year, the Church on Ruby Road. People wanted to see what Gatwa was going to do. People liked Millie Gibson, I think, for the most part, even though she's now out of the show, replaced by an Indian lady going in the new series going forward. Yay. It saw a small uptick to 4.7 million. But the audience just completely tuned out once it actually got into the actual season with this stuff. The episodes kept going lower and lower and lower. And, of course, it hit its all-time low with episode 7 of the 8-episode series with a dismal 2.05 million for overnight ratings. I thought it was going to get under that 2 million mark. Didn't quite get there. It got really, really close, as you could see. But I think we'll definitely hit there when this, quote, Season 2 happens. I love how they've labeled it now, Season 1 and Season 2. Like, it's kind of like a tacit admission that these are not a continuation of the prior show, but it's now just its own season of its own show. And, you can look at it that way. This is a fake Doctor Who, a fake and gay Doctor Who at that. Oh, my gosh. And I think that's what people realized at this point, and so that's why they've all tuned out. Nobody's really interested in this. So now we had the Christmas special, Joy to the World, after the 8 episodes, and again, reaches an all-time low, 4.11 million, the lowest ever Doctor Who ratings for a special like this. Absolutely crazy. You can see just the trend lines are very, very down, and this is just not going well. Now, Stephen Moffat and Russell T Davies are bragging Still, they know at this point. They know that their ratings are collapsed. They know that all the woke crap just tunes people out. When they started going off in this episode about the doctor, quote, mansplaining, and I was like, oh God, really? You knew that they had trouble. It's like these guys just sit around on Blue Sky all day and then like grab the echo chamber words that the people say on Blue Sky over there. Yes, that's the like fake Twitter that all the SJWs have moved to. And then they just repeat them and regurgitate them as lines in the show. But normal people don't talk like this, and so it just like it tunes people out the entire time. Of course, this also featured the doctor ranting about whether he had a boyfriend or not, and then there was a woman who was writing love letters to another woman. At the end of it, it was just filled with this crap once again, in addition to the hashtag body positive casting that they clearly put in there to try to make an impact as well. I don't know what the purpose of that is, to try to make people fatter, whatever. Now, here's where they were bragging about this stuff. It gets really crazy. This is their an interview. Both of them Stephen Moffat and Russell T Davies talked to Inverse, and they actually started going off because like Stephen Moffat said that he was going to quit writing Doctor Who like multiple times. He said that Boom was going to be his last one, which he said he had a last one before that and was not going to come back to the show as well. And for some reason he did. And then this one, he wrote the Christmas special also. So it's very, very bizarre as he came out of this. Now, the idea of this is like, you know, he wanted to do something Christmas themed, bring back Christmas imagery, and he thought that almost everything had been done. And I actually liked the concept of this one. I gave it a little credit that Stephen Moffat's concept like was okay. I dug the whole time hotel thing. I thought it was fun. I liked the idea of tying it into the Star of Bethlehem historically. I thought that was a very good Doctor Who premise. But unfortunately, it just got mired with like the bad dialogue, the bad casting, and the rest of the bad execution that Doctor Who's been in the last season, or actually 4 or 5 seasons. Well, 6 or 7 seasons. Oh my gosh, I'm losing track of where it went off the rails. But it did, and this is where it's at this point. And so that's what Stephen Moffat's doing. But here's where it gets really, really weird. They start bragging about this, like, you know, you've got an idea that's good enough for this is my Russell T Davies impression. Russell T Davies. He reminds me of the if you remember Star Wars Episode 1, the Gungan boss guy. That's what Russell T Davies sounds like if you ever listen to him in an interview. But interestingly, he says, you've got an idea that's good enough for 45 minutes of Doctor Who. You've got a movie idea. And he starts saying stuff about this. It's really kind of weird because he says, Davies, this is what you get. Steven is a fool because he throws away huge movie franchises every time he does a Doctor Who story. And so he's bragging, hey, these could all be movie franchise ideas. Well, if they are, why aren't you doing them, right? Why are you doing it with Doctor Who? Clearly, they're not good enough to be movie franchise ideas. I 100%, this is just circle jerking, patting each other on the back right here as their show's failing. They're very, very lucky to be in this spot, and they're very lucky to have a contract that, Disney, commissioned it through this many episodes to start, because anybody in their right mind right now would cancel this as of last year. I mean, it was dismal especially how expensive these episodes are. So Moffat goes, so do you. Oh, see? Back and forth. Oh, you're so good. Oh, you're so good. Oh, Steven. Oh, Russell. It's like a little Doctor Who gay episode, I guess. But there it is. He goes, there's River Song could be bigger than James Bond every day. Now, look, I liked the River Song start to the character in the Matt Smith era. It kind of went off the rails, I think. Like Matt Smith was like the very beginning of like things not quite working out. But there's no way that would have been bigger than James Bond as a character. It would even equal to James Bond as a character. This is ridiculous to even compare that character, a tertiary character who's going to be eminently forgettable in Doctor Who history. If you didn't remind me of her right now, Davies, I probably wouldn't have remembered her. But there's no way she was a James Bond level character. Now there's the Time Hotel that could run for 20 years as a television show. Now that's interesting. I mean, but conceptually, like a time travel show is just a time travel show. It's nothing special. It's just like they did it in Quantum Leap. He just went back to different time periods. It's like that's all it really actually does. And so there was no special anything to it. It was just a time travel thing. And you're already in a time travel show called Doctor Who. So like, I mean, these guys like overstate their brilliance so much try to hype each other up so much. And I really think that they've got this culture of like toxic positivity. You hear this a lot in the video game industry where nobody's allowed to criticize these people. And so Russell T Davies is in this spot. I hear he's a complete a-hole on the set. He's got a reputation as just being an arrogant prick. And so you can see it right here coming out, like where he's talking about just how great all this stuff is and how wonderful it all is as it's failing. And so it's not working very well whatsoever. He says, Moffat says, you've got an idea that's good enough for 45 minutes of Doctor Who. If you've got a movie idea, if you just pissed away a franchise, yeah, I might give you 45 minutes. Davies says, eat them up. So bragging about their dismal failure right here. As it's just continuing to destroy Doctor Who's legacy. Worst ratings for a Christmas special ever. And we're going to see this season 2 drop below that 2 million overnight ratings mark. That's going to be the big death knell of the series as it goes along. What do you think about this, guys? Hit the like and subscribe button. Really appreciate you guys for being here and enjoying our content. Thank you so much. And please do check out my books on Amazon. If you enjoy good science fiction, you'll like this trilogy. It's in the description below for your convenience. Back it today. Appreciate you.